Stephen Collins en Tatjana Koppelman van de IDB, die waren ook geweest voor het gesprek bij de president met betrekking tot het praten over klimaatverandering, maar zo ook over stadsverfraaiing. Volgens de twee personen van IDB is er voldoende geld om te investeren in de aanpak met betrekking tot het beschermen van de kustvlakte, maar zo ook bescherming van de stad Paramaribo.
The meeting was basically to celebrate the cooperation between the European Union and the government of Suriname and the IDB. They are providing grant funds to an existing IDB project here in Suriname. We call it our PERP project, Paramaribo Urban Rehabilitation Program.
And Mr. Timmermans was talking about $22 million euros. Can you tell us more about how they're going to spread this project, the money?
Well, it's a number of things. What you primarily see is the restoration of the historic buildings in the UNESCO World Heritage Site just behind us here. We are doing a number of buildings. You have already seen several of them completed, and you have probably seen as you drive around town a number of them that are currently under construction, including the buildings at the end of the water cont here, the Justice and Police building across from the old Parliament building. The Parliament building itself was already unveiled. Another Justice and Police building was already unveiled on Mirandastraat. And what they were here celebrating today is a component coming up, which is actually a climate change component. There will be a seawall built behind us here that stretches along the entire waterfront here. The waterfront area will be rehabilitated to make it a more usable area, a walkable area. It will connect to the Wakapasi area here, and there is also a component of mangrove restoration which will occur over here.
And we're talking about climate change. The bigger countries in the world are the ones that contribute about the things that go wrong in our climate today. The IDB will finance some of those projects. Why do you think it is important that the IDB will give a helping hand to help make change or bring change in this climate problem that we have?
The IDB and pretty much all the international development institutions are very keyed into climate change at the moment. We know and have already seen the disastrous effects that climate change bring. Here in town, we know rainfall, a tidal surge could be big impacts and would have a devastating effect flooding the entire city here. So we believe in order to protect people's lives and infrastructure, it is important to address these issues.
And how do you think that we can contribute as a people?
As a people, support the development of things. As you just mentioned, Suriname is not a major contributor to climate change, but everybody is a contributor to climate change. So think about how we live our daily lives to reduce our emissions. And one thing that's important here is Suriname needs to be seen. The forests here are a major factor, carbon storage. They help prevent climate change. They produce a lot of oxygen and they need to be protected. One thing I see in Suriname is the people are very proud of the forests here and they're doing a good job, but the threats are increasing. And I think that needs to be taken into consideration daily. These forests should be protected. It's a major asset for Suriname now and into the future.
And you're talking about Suriname that is contributing to the world. When we're talking about climate change, we're talking about clean air. Why does it take so long for the other countries to realize that we need a green environment?
I think most countries do realize that. Obviously, development everywhere is not always planned appropriately, and that has impacts. But I think the whole world is realizing this, and everybody is taking steps forward. Change is not often as fast as we'd like to see, but it's occurring everywhere.
And is this a grant that IDB gives Suriname, the 1.4 million?
So there's two things happening here. The 20 million US is from an IDB loan program. That's the PERP program. The 2 million euros is grant money from the European Commission.
And when will be the start of the wall, to build the wall, or the project initiative?
Overall implementation, we'll start with the planning of it and the final designs about October, and then we would start with the works in the beginning of next year.
And will this Surinamese architects who are involved to do the designs and all?
Yes, we've been working with local engineering companies and local design companies to do. Also, almost all of our projects within this program are all with locally based architects and engineering firms.
Does this imply the mangrove project?
Yes, so within this grant, there is a component of mangrove enhancement, which would be, as Stephen mentioned, behind the cabinet. That area would also be leveraging, the locally developed technologies for mangrove enhancement as well.
We have a second mangrove project as well, which might be what you have heard more about. We're doing a much larger mangrove project in the Biggie Pond area.